AFTV, Julian, very, very poor performance. It's a poor performance. Listen, they're down to 10 men for most of the game, and we still couldn't win the game.
It was a very, very poor United team. They were down to 10 men. They had a clown in goal who we made look like Gordon Banks.
Well, he wasn't a clown. He saved again, this is where you got it wrong, because you think he's a clown based off of one performance that he had against Tottenham. But as his first game, he come in, he saved a penalty, and he saved a penalty in a penalty shootout, and he made a couple of good saves in the game, and he defended most things from set pieces well. He had a great game. He's probably their man in the match.
Yeah, I haven't got anything good to say about Man United, and I haven't got anything good to say about their goalkeeper, other than we made them look good. Because you're quite right. I mean, it's very rare that Yardman comes on, and I agree with most of what he said. But that was a disgraceful, disgusting performance. And for me, it's deja vu. It's Groundhog Day, because I feel that I look back at some of the fan cams where I look and I say a lot of positive things. So I'm trying to build up the team. I come from a generation where we hated United, we hate Tottenham, and it doesn't matter what our team does to us, we support them. And I know life has changed, and you should be a little bit more critical. And today, the reason I say it's Groundhog Day is because all the reasons why we lost the game on Tuesday are exactly the same reasons as we lost today. I speak to my dad at half time and after the game, because I like to get his view on what it is. And again, I thought, am I going a bit senile here? Because it seems like I'm having exactly the same conversation with my dad that I did on Tuesday, because he's saying exactly the same things, because it's exactly the same reason. And my concern here is that, Mikel Arteta, he's not learning. Everyone makes mistakes in life. I've made mistakes in life. I'm sure you've made mistakes in life. We all make mistakes, but what we've got to do with these mistakes is we have to learn from them. And
so what's he not learning then?
He's not learning that the way that we're playing the game, we think we're unlucky. And to some extent today, we were unlucky because some of the misses were absolutely abysmal. But he's playing a type of football that leaves us so open to the counter-attack. It's ridiculous. Is that it's so easy to get past our defence and have a one-on-one with the keeper. You look at their goal. It wasn't a greatly orchestrated goal. It was a good finish. But by the time you get to the position where you're finishing like that, and you've got a player like Fernandes in that position, it's done. You're relying on luck not to be conceded goals like that. They go from one end to the other within a few seconds, whereas we're playing in a way that every time we go forward, our players, I don't think the problem is the players. The problem is the way they're playing. Martinelli is fast. I've seen him play in a way where he attacks quickly. He's obviously being coached not to attack quickly because they keep cutting back. And it's the same with everything. It's slow. Even when they get in the area, it's not bang in the goal. It's take that extra touch. That isn't coincidence. That is how they're being coached.
But like you said, they created chances today and they didn't put them away. So despite what you're saying about how they're being coached, you coach people to create chances. Chances have been created, and the chances, yet again, just like on Tuesday night, just like in a lot of games we've seen this season, have not been put away. Why are they not going out there and saying to themselves, maybe the players we got, they're good up front, but they're not good enough. And if we're going to win a league and we're going to win tight games, because this is what it's boiling down to. This is boiling down to any team that comes and is pretty defensive, puts a lot of players behind the ball. We are finding it very, very difficult to break them down. And that's because you're not going to get loads of chances. And when you get them, you've got to take them. So why do you think they've not gone into the transfer market yet and strengthened those areas, especially with Saka missing?
Yeah, well, I mean, the way you're speaking is, it's almost like it's easy. You go into a shop, you look on the shelf, oh, there's the striker on the top shelf, he's on special offer, we'll have him, we'll just pick him off the shelf, we'll put him in our trolley, and off we will, and we'll do it. If you actually look at the facts of the transfer market, there's so many contributing factors to getting the right player in. And the other thing is in January, and I know, not a lot of people want to look at stats at this point, but only 16% in the last 2 years of Premiership transfers have happened in January. it's even more difficult. And as Arteta said,
everybody here knows it's difficult, but when you know that you've got a deficiency, when you know that you've got a problem, your best player is out, Saka, and probably you heard what that interview we did with the doctor. You had that other doctor who said he's probably out for the season.
Yep.
We may not see Saka. The doctor said minimum 4 months to 6 months, right? If it's 4 months, that means he comes back at the end of April. The season finishes in May, right? Then you've got a little bit of rehabilitation. Then, if it's 6 months, he's not even be back. You've got to act. You've got to act, innit? You've got to act fast. You can't be just saying, "Oh, it's hard." Yeah, it is hard. But we're seeing City moving on a player that is hard. We're seeing PSG moving on a player that you would have thought that's hard. Why are Arsenal seemingly? I'm sure things are going on in the background, but no one's come in yet, and we're struggling.
We are struggling, and looking at the only positive, and this is actually a negative in one way, is that going out the FA Cup at this stage is, with the way that we're playing and the squad that we have, that squad in pure numbers is not good enough and not deep enough for us to be competing in 4 competitions. And if we're going to have to go out the FA Cup, it really hurts today to go out there, especially to that lot. You know, I've grown up despising them. I mean, I always liked Leicester, and when Leicester won the league, it was like, obviously it wasn't as good as Arsenal in the league, but I almost had a tear in my eye when they won. It was wonderful. I absolutely hate Leicester now. I want to see them relegated, and we all know the reason why. Van Nistelrooy, the biggest cheat in football. I hate the fact that they've gone through, but the only positives that are for us is that we don't have the squad. We can't compete. It's better that we go out now. We've actually got time. We can go off to Dubai in February now. If things work out the way that it should do, that we'll get in the top 8 of the Champions League, and actually February we won't have that many games. There's probably going to be a 2-week window, and we can actually get a break, reset. But Mikel Arteta has to realise that the way that he's playing is not going to win us anything. It's not. It's just not going to win. He's got to go there, recognise that he's made mistakes and rectify it.
Too arrogant.